Alright, so I'm gonna show y'all what I'm doing. This PLASTISOL ink. Y'all see the hoodie? This ain't that iron on vinyl. I don't do that no more. I started with that, but I don't do that no more. So we're gonna get to this show y'all about screen printing. Don't get me wrong, I ain't no pro, so I ain't finna act like I'm a pro. But I know I done learned a little bit, you know what I'm saying? In the last year and a half, almost 2 years, I done learned a lot. Really off YouTube, I ain't gonna even lie. I was looking up something else besides vinyl, and I ran across screen printing. I ain't really know about this. I ain't know this how they do a lot of t-shirts and stuff. Man, I think the main thing they really did before they started to direct the garment, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I want, me a DTG machine. Save me a lot of hassle. But anyway, let's get to my add a little more though. So I'm doing this, like I say, this was stupid kicks by, you know what I'm saying? Making clothing that go with people kicks that they can't find nothing else to go with. So I'm gonna take these gloves off. I run through a lot of gloves because this ink could get real messy. And when it get in something like on your clothes and all, you know what I'm saying, it don't really come out. You get a little bit, you might be able to get it out, but if not, you know what I'm saying, you out of luck. But anyway, I'm gonna make sure, see I got these holes right here? That's to line my net screen up, you know what I'm saying? I got my homemade press, you know what I'm saying? This ain't a press that you gonna buy or see on, you know what I'm saying, them shops and all that. But this what I made and it worked for me. I done made a lot of money off this, so just making sure it's lined up. I got the tape down here, so when I run the ink and I line it up with the ink that get on these pieces of tape, you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. I just wanna make sure ain't no ink, you know what I'm saying, don't get on the hoodie itself. Cause if I get it on that part, then it ain't no good. I might be able to wash it out, but still might be there being that it's a dark color. So let's get to it. And this called a squeegee right here. Squeegee for screen printing. So now, if anybody watching this and got any tips, you know what I'm saying, let me know. But this what I do. Hold up, before we get started. Hold up. I'm gonna put this stick down here. Still trying to get my setup together, but I had to get back to it. Got a lot of people asking me for stuff, so I ain't had time to do everything like I want to do. So I'm gonna get to it. Check one more time. All right, we're finna run it. And being that it's a dark color, shouldn't have to do it with a few times. Sometimes when you printing on like black, like white, you know, ink on black, take a little longer. So show y'all what it look like. Like I say, this ain't that iron on vinyl. Run across it one more time. Get all the ink out the screen. Sometimes it can be too thick. So you see that? All right. Now what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun. Just to dry it a little bit. So when I put the next coat on, it'll stick on top of this. And I have to do this because I ain't got the, I forgot the thing that you run. You know, if you in the shop, got a shop, you're gonna have the little press when you run it through when it'll dry. I ain't got that yet. I ain't got that far yet. So I gotta do what I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? I got a heat press to dry it real good. But this right here is what I use to dry it enough so it won't, you know what I'm saying, the ink won't come up or nothing to get on my hands or get on another piece of the garment or whatever. So got that one coat, and like I say, this is a dark color, so it ain't as bad as trying to do a light color on a dark garment, like a white ink on black. Hit it one more time, should be good. Different people do it their way. This the way I do it. This worked for me. I ain't been doing it but like a year or so, year and a half, almost 2 years, like I say. But this worked for me. So you got any tips for me? Leave them down below. Let me know. And it should be good. Let me check it out. Okay. This my, like I said, this is my logo, my Stupid Kicks logo. This is what I started with. It's actually my third logo. The first one was more known. The second one I ain't do too much with. But this third one, I like this a lot better because I actually made this one. Somebody did the first one for me when I first started because I really wasn't familiar with Photoshop. My fault. I wasn't familiar with Photoshop. So, like I say, that's all it is. No iron on vinyl, and I ain't knocking nobody that do it because you got to get your hustle on one way or another. But I don't do that no more. Just for people that, I think some people think that's what I use, and that ain't what I use. And a lot of people that get stuff from me, if y'all don't know it, a lot of the colors that I have to do, I have to make them, and that's why I wanted to get away from the iron on vinyl, because I was buying so much vinyl trying to get, you know what I'm saying, certain colors to go with people's shoes, and I was spending too much money and wasting a lot of vinyl, and I don't like to waste stuff. Anything, I don't really like to waste stuff, you know what I'm saying? So, and that right there, good. That's good right there. So, we're gonna go put the next screen on, to put the letters in the middle and the letters on the outside. So, we're gonna get right to that next. Alright, so now I got my next screen up. I already had it lined up. Should have showed y'all that, but I'm past it now. I already had it lined up with the circles right here that I used from the last ink. And I got the tape over these so it won't mess it up. The area is a little bigger because when I rinse my screens out, I leave the tape on sometimes and I need to take it off while it's still dry. So when they get wet and I pull it up, it'll take some of the emulsion up. The blue stuff is called emulsion. And like right here, I had to tape it right here because I had a hole. Sometimes when you're just working with the same screen a lot, you'll get wear and tear on it. So I had to cover that up because if I don't, that ink could go through in the area that I don't need it. You know what I'm saying? That'll mess the whole process up. I don't like to waste shirts. I don't like to waste sweatpants and, you know what I'm saying, hoodies, because I done did that before. And it might be my last one, so somebody might be without their stuff. But anyway, we're going to get to it with the white ink in the middle. So I got the ink, this PLASTISOL ink. This white ink I got kind of thick, you know what I'm saying? You can see that. It look like regular paint, but it ain't. So what I do, line it at the bottom. And like I say, this white ink kind of thick, so, and I need to order some more because I'm about out. And if you dealing with this PLASTISOL ink, make sure you got the PLASTISOL ink remover, because regular paint remover don't really do nothing for this. I done tried stuff being at times that I ran out. I done tried stuff, it ain't work. Now some stuff work a little bit, but you gotta keep using it. It'll get it off your hands and all, but it won't clean it out the screens like the PLASTISOL ink remover. And I get a gallon of it for like $30-something, and it'll last me a good little bit of time. When I'm doing a lot of work, I used to just buy a bottle, but that bottle wouldn't last me that long. So I got a smaller squeegee I'm about to use now. I was letting it dry out a little bit. I take these gloves off because I have ink in them, you know what I'm saying? And anyway, we'll clean that up later. So let's get to the Stupid Kicks. This say Stupid Kicks ink, SK, it's a way of life. So we're gonna get to this. And like I say, the white ink, it's a little thick. So it's other stuff I need to show y'all, but I'll do that at a later time. We're just gonna get to the basics. So make sure all my tape on there in the spots that I need it so it won't come through. That's covered up. All right, so we're gonna get to it. Like I said, I do a pulling motion. I done seen people push it. When I tried to push it, it ain't turned out right. It kind of messed up, left it a little rigid looking around the edges. So I do what I do for me, that work for me. So anyway, we're gonna get to it. And like I say, this white ink is thick. I done had some white ink before, it wasn't as thick. But this new white ink I got, it's a little thick. So I'm gonna run over it a couple times. I'm gonna clean it up. And I probably should have dried the blue a little more, but sometimes this screen tend to stick to the other ink that's on there. Hopefully it won't do it too much. We will see in a second when I pull it up. I probably have to do this maybe about 2 or 3 times. Sit this right here. Let's see how it took. See, it's sticking a little bit. Oh, it ain't sticking to the blue that much, but it's coming up. Okay. There you go. That's all it takes. It's an easy process once you get it. I caught hell trying to learn this, but when I found my way, it took me a few months to get it. When I got it, I was great. The hardest thing too is keeping that ink off stuff, because you could do a shirt, think you be done with it. You might have a little ink on your hand, especially dealing with white t-shirts. Got a little ink on your hand, been in touch something, messed the whole shirt up, and you got to do another shirt because nobody don't want nothing with a print on it. So I'm gonna hit it with the heat gun. So it could dry. Now they call this curing, and I use my heat press to cure it all the way. And I learned that because I was doing a lot of shirts at first practicing, and I thought they was done with the heat gun. And when something told me to wash them, and when I washed them, the ink washed out. It don't wash out all the way and still be on there, but the thick top layer wash out, and it just be set in the shirt, kind of like it's a water-based ink. Dealing with water-based ink, I don't deal with that. I haven't learned how to use that yet. Water-based ink actually sits inside of the shirt. This PLASTISOL ink, it sits on top of the shirt, so you can actually feel it. Water-based ink, if I ain't mistaken, it sits inside the shirt from a few videos I've seen. So this should be good right now. I'm gonna hit it one more time. It actually turned out better than I thought. But sometimes, like right here, I know y'all can see this. Y'all probably can't see it, but it's a little light. So the paint didn't take good in certain areas. So I'm gonna hit it one more time, and that should be good. And you can see like the blue ink coming off. That's why I got this tape, you know what I'm saying? So it won't mess the hoodie up. So I'm gonna hit it one more time. And sometimes when you pulling, if you don't have enough ink, you'll run out. So I do this little thing where I lay it, go back over it, drag some, lay it down. I want to make sure I'm getting it all, so I'm going hard over the layers that was kind of, over the area that was kind of light. So, but I'm just showing y'all how I started my stupid kits process, doing stuff. And like I said, I started with the vinyl, but that vinyl I was wasting too much. It was costing too much money. I could buy a tub of this stuff. That white tub probably cost about $30. That white tub gonna last me. Could last me months, you know what I'm saying? I can do plenty of shirts with that white, just that one white tub of ink. As far as buying spending $20, $30 on vinyl, and it's good for 1 or 2 shirts, you know what I'm saying? And then you left with a lot of scraps. I got tired of the scraps. I had so many scraps laying around, I was tired of seeing that. And like I said, I stopped doing shirts for a little minute, and when I started back, I came across a video, and I was looking for something else. I wasn't even looking for screen printing. I forgot what I was looking for, but I was looking for something else, and I came across screen printing. So we're gonna lift it up. Now that look good. I came across screen printing, and ever since then, I watched the video, and everything he told me to buy, he had a list of everything down below the video. I clicked on the link. Everything really was from Amazon. So I went to Amazon, got everything I needed, and I ain't gonna lie, the hardest thing about screen printing is making the screens right here. Mine ain't perfect. A lot of people you see on TV, they probably, not on TV, on YouTube or videos, you gonna see the metal screens. I haven't tried those yet. I've been doing good with the wood screens. As long as I ain't got too many staples in them, I can reuse them. So like I said, I'm curing it with the heat gun good enough, so when I put it on the heat, my heat press, it'll be dry enough, you know what I'm saying? So this should be good. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take this tape up, and I also used to catch problems with the tape because the tape got ink on it and the ink ain't all the way dry. So I used to catch problems with it, and I would get ink on my fingers, and the ink will be on the shirt because I don't see it on my finger. And by the time I touch the shirt, pick it up, and take it to the heat press, like I got ink on my fingers now. You know what I'm saying? See a little bit? This ain't that bad dealing with the white ink on this gray, because on this gray, you ain't gonna be able to see stuff that good. And sometimes, like if you got a black garment, like a black hoodie, black shirt, and you get a little white, you probably could wipe that off. But if you dealing with like a white t-shirt and you got black, ain't no way around that. You just gonna have to suck that up, get another shirt, probably wash it, wear it to bed or whatever you're gonna do with it, but it ain't gonna be no good to sell to nobody. I don't like to sell nobody nothing half done, because I done did stuff, and when I got done with it, it didn't look right, and I just don't feel right selling people stuff that ain't up to par for me. You know what I'm saying? I like stuff to perfection for the most part. It might not be all the way perfect, but it's gonna be to perfection from what I see perfection is. So I'm gonna zoom in a little closer so you can see it. Yeah, I got the socks on with the flip flops, y'all see it. But anyway, that's what I do with this stupid case. Okay, so I don't see if y'all can see that, but it's at 300 degrees. So what I'm gonna do, now, I forgot the name of this paper. I got the roll somewhere, I don't see it. Or the box that it came in, but anyway. You ever cooked cookies and got the wax paper for the cookie dough, the sheet of paper you put on the cookie dough pan and sit the cookies on top of? This is what I use on here. Now I use this so it won't get on, like any wet ink that's still wet won't get on my press, and nothing else won't get on it, and so it won't burn the garments. Cause if you use certain garments like polyester gonna shrink up. But I don't fool with that polyester, like 100% polyester. Now, if you got like 20-30% polyester, the rest cotton, that's cool. 70% cotton, that's good. But I done had 100% polyester, and it's all about learning, you know what I'm saying? So I had some joggers that I left on too long and burn up. So anyway, I sit that on top of there. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me lower it down so it can press it. And sometimes, like when I'm doing this, if the ink ain't smooth, if I put the heat press down good enough, it'll smooth the ink out. But I don't want it too smooth. Sometimes you can mess it up around the edges. But I want it smooth enough so it'll look flat when it's doing it. So, I mean, it's gonna look the same from camera view, but I'm just showing y'all, you know what I'm saying, it's drying. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna hit it one more time for a little while. All right, so I'm gonna take it up, see what it looks like. Should be good now. But being that my press ain't that big, I think I got a 12 by 12 or something like that. I should have got like I don't know the exact size, but something a little bigger. So what I do, my circle on my logo kind of big. So I have to do a good bit of portion on this side, a good portion on this side. That's good. You know what I'm saying? Good, and it look good. And like I said, smooth it out, so it look real good. So what I do, I put the corner up on the other side. Now majority of it gonna get the heat to it twice, but I need to make sure everything's dry. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter how many times this get heated, as long as it's dry, and as long as everything else dry. So we put the sheet of paper back over it. And what I did last time was the first time, it's always something you can do for the first time to mess up. What I did, after I heated it and got it done, I took the hoodie up, or something I had last time, I took the hoodie up, set it somewhere else, but it was sitting on top of itself, like it was like folded in half. So one part of the logo was touching the other part, and being that they had just came off the heat press, it was still hot and it melted to the next piece. I was able to fix it and catch it, but that was my first time doing that, so hopefully I won't run into that. Take it up, leave it up. For a second, I'm about to check it. I'm doing something now, y'all. Hold tight. And usually I don't take it up. I'm just doing this for y'all, really. But I'm gonna touch it to make sure it's getting dry, make sure it's good. Put it down one more time for a few seconds. Take it up. Peel the paper up. And I'm gonna get the name of that paper too for y'all. I'm gonna cut it off because I don't need it right now again. So y'all can see, screen printing 101. Logo look good and smooth. All the way around. And that's all to it.